Hello everyone. This is Susie Beiler. Welcome back to episode 15. In this video, I invite you to be discerning of the information that comes through. Always check in with your own heart and your own soul to see what information is for you. As always, I try to be as clear and pure as possible so that the information coming to you is straight from source. And I want to give a special thank you to Dora Espinoza for these gorgeous earrings. Thank you, Dora. I love them. Thank you very much.
There have been videos of cities over the sky over China. Is there clarity as to what is occurring?
Dear ones, these cities are homes to your galactic brothers and sisters. They have taken residence in etheric form in observation of what is going on your planet. They have actually been there for quite some time. However, now that the veil is much thinner, you will be seeing more and more such phenomena.
Many have stated that we do not create our own thoughts, rather we receive and then perceive through our beliefs that we hold. Is there truth or clarity to this?
Yes, dear ones. Let me explain a little bit about how thought form works. This will give you mastery as you develop and practice with your thought forms. Thought forms are like sparks of creation, and they can come from outside of you, from your environment, from another person, from another being. At times they come from within you. And what happens is, when they are given energy, it is like they are being fed, and then they can grow and become a creation. So for example, if you have a thought, I would like to take a trip to Italy, and this thought brings you joy, and you feel a resonance with this thought. You begin to grow this thought, and perhaps you begin to then think about what you might do in Italy, how you might get there, where you will get the funds to travel there, etc. If this thought has no resonance for you, you will quickly release it and let it go. And no creation shall become of it. And so you have much power with these thought forms. If a thought comes into your experience, say it is a lower vibrational thought, and you do not wish to experience what this thought form is bringing you, you can practice noticing the vibration of the thought and then releasing it if you feel it does not serve you. If, however, a thought form comes into your experience that brings you much joy, you feel elevated and your vibration increases, you may wish to give this thought energy, you may wish to feed it, thus creating something positive in your experience. And so this is what the masters do, dear ones. They observe and choose which thought forms to feed, and choose which thought forms to release and transmute from their experience.
There are many that have trouble tracking their thoughts as they are scattered or very distracted. Is there methods to assist them with stilling the mind and being able to observe the thoughts more clearly?
Yes, dear one. First, it is very important to be with your breath, to breathe consciously and slowing down your breath. And as you get into deep breathing, you will begin to notice the thoughts that are racing around in your mind. And as you practice this deep breathing, it will be easier to observe your thought forms. It will be easier to notice what kinds of thoughts elevate me, what kinds of thoughts weigh me down. This is a very easy technique to begin to slow the mind and gain more awareness.
What are the origins of the Vassahedron geometry?
This geometry, dear one, has origins from your dear Gaia, as there is much sacred geometry here. And it also has influences from the Andromeda galaxy, as well as influence from the Pleiades. It also has influences from the Atlanteans stemming from the Anunnaki. However, these are some of the positive influences that were given by the gift of sacred geometry.
Bashar is predicting a large event during the fall of 2016. Is there clarity as to what will occur?
Yes, dear ones, many have been asking about this. What is occurring in his reality is an upgrade for this being, an awakening, so to speak. And so on his timeline, he may very well be experiencing a profound shift in his experience. Those who resonate with him will also be experiencing awakening and profound shift in their experience. Those who do not resonate may experience the benefit of many beings awakening, but will not have so much of a large shift as they have already experienced, a very deep shift.
During this awakening, is this when Bashar would become a fifth density being?
We would use the word dimension to describe that he will be vibrating more in this frequency, dear one.
Does timeline shifting mean a different past, present, and future in experience?
Yes, dear one. When you consciously shift your timelines, you will then especially notice that your past has shifted as well. For example, you may have had deep trauma as a child. As you go through your healing work, healing your inner child and doing your inner work, you propel yourself into a higher frequency and then have the ability to change timelines. And as you do so, you may notice that what used to cause a trigger or an emotional charge around this trauma no longer has any effect on you. In this way, you experience your past in a different light.
The Mandela Effect is a tangible evidence of the changing of the past of widely known events. Are these noticeable changes to assist the awakening of beings?
Yes, dear one. You will notice that many people will become curious about this, and in their curiosity, there will be a vibration of truth that resonates within them. And if they choose to follow this vibration of truth, they will then seek understanding until they awaken to a new truth that they had not understood before. And so things such as this are becoming more and more normal in your experience as more and more souls awaken to the truth.
Is there more information on how one consciously shifts timelines?
It begins with your inner work on your soul journey. It begins with that deliberate, conscious, I am going to heal this part of myself. I am going to find my wholeness in this part of my being. And as you go through your healing process, you begin to understand that through your healing, you raise your frequencies, and through the raising of your frequencies, you are able to jump to a different timeline, a timeline that has a higher frequency, a timeline that brings you more ease and grace, more joy and play. And as you begin to develop this awareness, you can then gain mastery and consciously decide when you would like to shift timelines, how you would like to change your reality by raising your frequencies.
Is the degree to which one can shift timelines in magnitude of difference limited by this process, or is it simply by beliefs?
In some ways, it is like a muscle. The more you practice this with awareness, the easier it becomes, the greater your quantum leaps can be. And so, yes, you must work with beliefs. What is very critical here to understand is that in order to shift timelines, you must find your wholeness within your being, in your physical experience. You must consciously be disciplined with your inner work so that you can gain your mastery. For having the knowledge of this ability is not enough, dear ones. Using this ability requires much discipline, patience, and self-love. You must find ways to become whole, to heal your inner child, to heal all levels and layers of your being. For dear ones, there are many aspects to you, many soul aspects that are in different realms and realities. Your spiritual layer, your mental layer, your emotional body, your physical being. There is much more to you that you do not see. And you must begin to gain mastery in all of these realities, layers, and levels, so that your timeline jumping can be conscious and effective. It is very helpful to call in all of your soul aspects and let them know that in your physical being, the soul that is, the part of your soul that is aware of this physical reality will now take charge over those other aspects. And in this way, you can gain mastery in your physical experience.
Is the soul interested in feelings and emotions from the human perspective?
The soul's priority is to evolve and expand, to move forward on its journey. And so it is not so much interested in ego experiences. It is not so much attached to what emotions you may be feeling in your human experience. It is not that it does not notice or does not feel, but it is laser focused, so to speak, on its growth and development. And so this is why at times you may have experiences that push you forward despite how you feel about them. You may experience something that you do not like, and at times this is because your soul is pushing you forward into more growth. It will never push you beyond what you can handle. It will never break you or destroy you. But it will always lead you and give you the greatest opportunities for growth, despite how you might feel about them.
Is this pursuit of growth reflected in how corporations have operated, in that they pursue growth with such intensity? Is that reflecting that aspect of the soul?
In some ways, dear one. However, it is misdirected with the ego most of the time.
How do we create what we desire in our physical experience from the soul level?
Yes, dear one. first comes an understanding that all is generated from the soul. And so your soul has desire to grow, to expand. And this then filters down into your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your physical body. Your soul may have a certain purpose or mission that it is working on. And even though your intellectual mind may not understand what it is, there is a filtration, so to speak, that starts with your soul. And so as you begin to access your heart and what your heart desires, the heart is like a gateway for the soul. It is like a channel for which the soul can speak, through which the soul can speak. And in this way, you can manifest your desires by bringing into alignment what we spoke of before, all of your soul aspects, your physical being, your emotional body. Feel what it feels like to experience what it is that you desire. Bringing into alignment also your mental body and your spiritual body. When all of these are aligned, your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and all soul aspects, this is when you can truly manifest your soul's desires. Yes, it is also possible to manifest ego desires. But if you have done this, you know that this is a somewhat shallow experience, and the fun from this only lasts for a brief amount of time. However, when you receive the desires of your soul, it is truly fulfilling. You feel true joy. It is lasting. Even if you have very little in your physical experience, even if you have few resources, if you are receiving the desires of your soul, dear ones, you are at peace and truly fulfilled.
Is the soul aware of the basic human desires, such as being accepted and cared for?
Yes, the soul has some awareness of this. However, it is like a peripheral awareness, because as I mentioned, the soul is only focused on growth and expansion. And so it may be aware of the human desires, but it will not keep its focus there.
If someone is truly happy, is this a sign that they are in alignment?
In some ways, yes, dear ones. As I mentioned, when you bring all aspects of your being, all levels and layers of who you are into alignment, you begin to feel that fulfillment and that joy. And so feeling that sustained happiness can be a sign that you are aligned and ready to receive what you truly desire from a soul level.
Are there any methods to assist in becoming aware of the soul's desires?
Go back to the breathing, dear ones. There is much you can do, such as simplifying your life, releasing material possessions that no longer serve, spending time in nature, being easy with your breath. For it is in simplicity that you gain awareness of what it is you truly desire. Most of you are too distracted with things and stuff and obligations and things that you put upon yourself that are not real, that are simply part of the illusion. And so when you begin to release obligations, material possessions, and you simplify your life, it is much easier to hear the voice of your soul.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video?
In a previous conversation, dear ones, we spoke about the power that you are gaining at this time. I would like to reiterate that now is a time of magic and miracles. Now is a time where you are beginning to see glimpses of your heaven here on earth. And so I wish for you to remember at this time how powerful you are. As you understand manifestation and creation, you will begin to feel this power. And it is very important, dear ones, to stay out of the ego with this power. For it will be a temptation to allow the ego to run with this power. This is an old program that is implanted in many of you, dear ones. And so I invite you to make the commitment to use your powers for the highest good. For it is only when the collective uses their powers in this way that the big shifts occur. Yes, each of you is contributing to the shift in your own way. But you will see in the coming months and the coming years how much power is available to you and how important it will be to use this power for the highest good. I also wish for you to remember who you truly are in your wholeness, in your healed and fulfilled state. For as a soul, you came into this experience with a great mission. Each one of you is contributing to the collective in a very deep and profound way. You will not realize how deep your contribution is until you reach your ascension or until you cross onto the other side. However, believe me when I say, what you are doing, who you are being in these times is very important. I ask you to bring more of your focus into your spiritual disciplines, into your spiritual life. I ask you to bring more focus into your playtime. Raise your joy quotient. How much can you play in one day? And even while I ask you to bring more attention to your spiritual disciplines, it is important to understand there must be balance. There must be play. There must be ways for you to enjoy your life. Those of you without physical resources at this time, you can still find ways to play and be in joy. This is very important in these times, dear ones. It is very important to find the lightness in your heart. It is very important where you put your focus at these times. Some of you are going through tremendous and deep healing processes at this time. Yes, this is very important work for you to do right now. Thank you. And while you do this work, it is also important to maintain some balance. Cry, then play, then cry again if you need to. But it cannot be all one thing all of the time. Do you understand, dear ones? Now is a time for you to experience more balance. At this time, dear ones, you are receiving much assistance from the heavenly realms, from the angels, the archangels, the Elohim, from your galactic brothers and sisters. There are many, many light beings watching over you, assisting you. Many are standing by, waiting to help you. If there is something you would like assistance with, dear ones, please ask these light beings. Each of you has guides. Each of you has angels and archangels around you. These are very powerful light beings, dear ones, and they long to serve. But they need you to ask them first for their assistance. So whether you are experiencing times of struggle, whether you are experiencing heartache, whether you are experiencing great forward momentum and blooming and blossoming, whatever your experience is, you can always use more assistance. And so ask these sweet beings that are here to serve you. For in asking for help, you are in service to the highest good. In asking for help, you are exercising humility. And all masters are deeply humble and ready to receive whatever assistance is available to them. You would like to become a master, yes? Then, dear one, you must ask for assistance. You would like to move forward and grow and receive your heaven on earth, yes? Then, dear ones, you must ask for assistance. Of course, I am here with you as well. And I am always ready and willing to help whenever you ask. In this case, the receiving does not come without the asking. And so the asking must occur in order for the assistance to come. Now, some of you may ask for assistance, and you may not feel anything or notice anything. And this is because at this time, one of your learning opportunities is trust. Some of you will ask, and you will immediately feel a warmth or a presence or a wave of love washing through you. Each will have a different experience when they ask. Either way, I ask you to trust. Trust that you are moving forward on your path. Trust that you are receiving great amounts of help. These are very sweet times, dear ones. They can be sweeter when you receive assistance. I also wish to share with you a message of hope, dear ones. As we spoke in another conversation, these are very exciting times. Many technologies are now being unveiled to the public. Free energy will soon be an everyday word. Everyone in every language will know what it means. The binds that kept you entrenched in the illusion are now loosening, and loosening quickly, dear ones. Much truth is about to be revealed into your consciousness. Truth about your money systems. Truth about your star brothers and sisters. Truth about your origins, who you are, where you came from, why you are here on this planet at this time. In the coming years, dear ones, much truth will be revealed, and many souls will awaken, serving the collective, raising it in higher consciousness and frequency. And so in your creations, dear one, I invite you to remember this message. Remember that anything is possible now. There are no limits except what you hold in your being. You are truly capable of anything. Remember this and make this the foundation of all of your creations and manifestations. And in this way, you serve very deeply. You lead the way for others to receive their soul desires. And those of you who are already doing this, I thank you. You are the champions. You are the pioneers that are leading the way into new paradigms of heaven on earth. Always I am with you, dear ones. I am beating through your hearts. I am saturating your energy field with my love. Take a deep breath in this moment and feel the truth of this. For my love is with you. As much as you would like to receive, my love is with you. Thank you for all that you do and all that you are. Wow, so beautiful. Thank you, Prime Creator. Many blessings to each of you. Thank you very much for joining me today.